Do you want your digital art to look more organic and less plasticky? Today, I'm sharing 5 easy techniques that bring the beautiful hand-drawn quality into your digital work. And the best part, most of the brushes are free, and you can download them below. All right, let's get started. The first technique I'm talking about is to stay consistent with your medium. So over here, I have a quick example. This is the final portrait of this girl, and I want to show you how I started. So this is the initial sketch I've done on paper with just a brush pen. And I recognize that I really love the contour of the face and I love the texture of the hair, but the overall presentation is just not there yet. So I digitized it and brought it to Procreate to add additional elements. So this is the final work, but my point for the first tip is to be consistent with your medium. What I mean by that, for example, over here, I started out with the brush pen and I want to stay with the brush pen if I want to add additional hair. So this is before and this is after. Obviously, I have filled up the hair a bit more, but if I were to use a flat brush, for example, something like this, it will be really obvious. It kind of breaks the energy of this whole piece. So what I did was to use my streaky brush from the Sumi Ink brush set. So from there, if I were to draw like a streak of hair, it will be consistent. So kind of like the highlight of the purple and the pink, you don't feel like something is off-putting. So that's my first tip. Since this video won't be a full art step-by-step tutorial, so I will just be flying through the tips. If you're interested in my entire creative process, you can check out estersartlab.com. All right, on to the next tip. Sometimes your whole scene of drawing looks great and just needs some subtle touch. If that's the case, I have some free brushes for you, which I released last week. So these brushes will give your art some like torn paper edges that looks really cool. Actually, instead of using it as an eraser, I would start with a layer mask. If you want to watch the full tutorial, you can check out this link on the screen right now. But for now, just tap on your thumbnail and then hit mask. From there, you have a layer mask. And then you can choose the deckled edge brush. And then from there, you can just paint over the edge. So I'm going to just erase parts of it and then just go along the edges. It may not be like super dramatic, but it just adds a bit of organic look and feel to your work that makes it feels more human than cold. So I would go along the edges and then just hide parts of the information until I cover all 4 edges. And then there should be another brush in the set that is called corner cutter. And then you can adjust the radius of the corner and then just erase parts of it. I mean, you can do this manually as well. It's gonna take you probably 10 times of your painting time. It took me so long, that's why I decided to make a set so I can just use my stamp. There you go. So now we have this before and after. It's a subtle change. It really doesn't change your overall style, but it feels like it adds a lot of warmth to your digital work. And again, if you want it, the brush set is yours for free. If you like this video so far, I would love it for you to give it a thumb up. It helps my little channel to bubble up. Now on to the next one. Sometimes you have to deal with things like this. So you have painted a beautiful watercolor work or gouache, something that uses wet media, especially wet on wet. When you digitize it, it's really hard to completely isolate your work. And oftentimes, after the automatic selection, whether on Procreate or Photoshop, and you will have this tiny white edges. It just looks not quite there. The easiest way to fix that is to grab a liner brush. I'm gonna create a mask, and from there, I can just hide this layer. And again, you wanna make sure your size of the brush is small enough so you're not over erasing. What's so good about using layer mask is that it's non-destructive, which means that if you over erase by accident, you can still use the white on the same layer to bring it back. So you never really lost all this information. You just hide the parts that you don't want to see. So that's another really cool tip. By the way, I do have a mini course where you can learn a lot of these techniques in depth. The link is in the description below. All right, tip number 4. So over here, I have a typical digital brush that is uniform, monoline, and very solid in the middle. So that's a typical digital look. And you can get an upgrade from there. For example, I have this free liner brush where you can grab from the starter pack. From the start, it gives you some very nuanced edges. So this one gives you a lot of natural texture when you use this liner. But also on top of that, you can make the width of your line vary. So this mimics the natural behavior of a real brush. So if you press the brush harder, it's gonna be thicker. And when you lift your hand, your line is going to be thinner. And then you can make that adjustment by tapping on any brush and then go to Apple Pencil, and then you can make the pressure change. For example, if you were to increase the size by 50%, and when you hit done, your brush is now pressure sensitive. So I'm pressing harder now, and lighter, and harder, and lighter. And you can see the difference, right? The first one feels really rigid, and the second one feels organic, even though they're basically the same brush with just one setting apart. All right, one last tip. This is probably one of the easiest and also my favorite one. This project here is project number 3 from Esther's Art Lab, where I demonstrated my creative process from the beginning to the end. As a finishing touch, this could be applied to really any digital work, is to add some sprinkles. What do I mean by that? For example, over here I have a blank layer, and I'm gonna grab one of my texture brush that is called Cotton Candy, which you can also download for free from the starter pack. I am going to just tap gently onto my work. This is not very intrusive at all. It just adds that much imperfection onto your work. And then you can use the blend mode to change, to adjust the severity of your sprinkles. And you don't necessarily have to use black and white for this purpose. You can make it fun. You can add like accent color. For example, I'm using orange over here. You can't really see because the blend mode is off. Let's put it back to normal. So now I have some orange sprinkles on my canvas, and I can go ahead and change the blend mode. As you can tell, there is some fun color interactions. When orange lends darker color, it shows up as a different color as it lends on the lighter color when you adjust the blend mode. And again, you can grab all the brushes